I had to interact with so many people for the very first time. Was exposed to so many cultures, opinions which were different from mine, thought processes which were different from mine. So you can learn about a lot about people management from just interacting and opening yourself to, let's say, a diverse set of opinions. My name is Jayita Chakraborty. I'm from Kolkata, India, and I'm from batch 2018-2020. My specialization is public relations. And currently, I am an MA Communication Studies graduate student. Most of us were away from home for the very first time, right? Because we got done with our graduation and undergraduation and stuff. And we would do a lot of things together, even if it was the 5 p.m. chai at mess or even the group study sessions, because we know there are a lot of assignments. Some of them are group assignments, some of them are tests that we have to take. So I remember we would sit together and gamify all our study materials.
Yeah.
We would quiz each other, we would make PowerPoint presentations while the other few people were audiences. And that way we would just cover a lot of the syllabus in a short time and in a fun way.
Yeah.
That was probably my most cherished memory. Theoretically speaking, all the classes on brand positioning, audience analysis, and also PR was my specialization. So, uh, those taught me how to go about networking, sharing information, creating my own brand, and how to curate content, what types of content. But from a personal side of things, I had to interact with so many people for the very first time. Like imagine
All
I
of us.
yeah, I was born and brought up in Kolkata, and from there I went to Pune, which is the totally different side of the country. And then was exposed to so many cultures, opinions which were different from mine, thought processes which were different from mine. So you can learn about a lot about people management from just interacting and opening yourself to, let's say, a diverse set of opinions. So like I said, so I don't think I have ever had a situation where I was interacting with a gigantic heterogeneous group of people as large as what I did in SIMC. Because when you think about it, it's like it's not only your SIMC MBA senior juniors, it's your SIMC MA senior juniors, and then the other campuses, like other colleges on that huge campus, who have so much to share, who are studying different things, who have different perspectives, and you're like, okay, so these are conversations that are new to me. These are things that are new to me. You learn so much, and you just learn a lot of soft skills, because technical skills you can just learn on the go in your
Right.
job, but all these soft skills, dealing with people, managing people, sharing information to people, or absorbing that information, listening what people have to say. Yeah, it's a very unique experience, and it's all honestly like a melting pot of experiences. So when I was a child, I always dreamt of doing a PhD, um, and I always liked communicating, or communication as a field, because all my family members are engineers. Okay, they're
Yeah.
studying computer science and my biotech, and I was like, okay, I don't think I want to do all of that. I just want to look at the communication side of things. So I went forward with my MBA. I was working. I just think the pandemic was a catalyst when it came to, okay, all right, I did some copy writing stuff. I did some PR stuff. I would really love to go and see how research and teaching works. And so I think it was a bit of chasing personal growth and going out of my comfort zone, while also getting to do some researching and teaching that motivated me at that point of time. And talking about change in culture or difference in culture. Some of them are some socio-cultural differences. Like in India, we are all like Indian nationals mostly, right? So we know like what culture, what festivals, or like what food, we know about it. But here I interact with people from different countries, people like who are born and brought up here, people who are international students or like second gen. Um, and it's a lot of it's a bigger socio-cultural environment, I guess, if I would put it like that. And communication styles are a bit different. The way people talk, the way people, communicate about things, but it's not that big of a difference, honestly. So I graduated in 2020, which was, of course, the year the pandemic hit us. And a big challenge was that I started my very first full-time job as a remote working professional, like a remote fresher. And the theories were in my mind. I was like, okay, these are the theories I've learned. But then applying them while in a remote setting with people I have not met in person before was kind of a challenge because like I said, in public relations it's all about relationship building. It's all about having that personal touch. So how do you do that in a digital setting, right? So that took a while to get used to. It took a lot of proactive communication with my manager back then, and also it took a lot of supportive people, so who were going who were agreeing to go that extra mile to have that 10-minute meeting to be like, hey, how are things? We promise that it's like a temporary setup. If you're facing any issue, let us know. And yeah, so that was a big challenge. What I figured out unique to the pandemic and something that has stayed with me since then was having empathy for people, knowing that, okay, there are certain situations that can go on with someone that we might not know of. But then when you look at the bigger picture, like when you talk about the bigger picture of networking and like connecting with people, I would just say know what your research or what your specialization is, know that yourself first, and then just reach out. If you're in a conference, just go and talk. I know it's very overwhelming, because I identify as an introvert. So for me to go and talk to someone who might be like a top-notch researcher, it can be overwhelming. But if you just know your specialization, research-wise or industry-wise, and you have taken the time to look up their website or look up what projects they're doing, you would know what to talk about. So just go talk, share some information, because information sharing builds common things, right? You would find common things, you would build on it, and then you would build a relationship. And it is more and more important to identify how important relationship building is, as we have these technology and digital stuff happening. So if you build that relationship, if you focus on just having that talk, it just gets a lot easier. Just make sure that you market yourself in, like, online, offline, whatever channel you're comfortable with, whatever is your platform that you want to build your brand in. Vocalize ideas, just talk about stuff, because not always like we don't always have a tangible goal that we can achieve. Maybe you're calling 20 journalists today, but then two journalists answer the phone, and your storyline gets noticed by them. Talk about that in your work environment. Talk that I had this idea, and I'm open to collaboration, I'm open to feedback. Just talk about the work you're doing. That's very important, because not a lot of us have been talking about the work that we do. In fact, I was reading this article recently which talks about the importance of talking about your work, or being loud about your work, like not like noise loud, but being loud and being vocal about the kind of work you're doing or the efforts you're putting in. first know your area of research or something that interests you, because when I started taking baby steps in research, there was so much, and I was like, okay, this is like a C, but find your niche, find something that interests you, and you think that, okay, this is something that I can give value in, or like this is something I would want to work with in the next 5 years. It can change, and that's okay. But once you know what your area of interest is, I would say reach out to people and find a good mentor, because good mentorship is very, like, important. And because, you can do the research methodologies, you can do the research work, you can do the homework, but, you need that support emotionally and professionally, that, hey, okay, this is good, this is the feedback I have for you, or, we got this, that voice that you need sometimes. And also have a growth mindset and have a collaborative mindset, because not every thing will come easy. It'll take a lot of patience, it'll take a lot of time. So have that, like, why am I doing this in the first place? You should know that, you should have a concrete answer to that.